Hi, my name is Hendrik Lawrence, and I want to tell you about an experience that forever changed my beliefs about management and employee potential. And just perhaps, this insight will power up your career and make it possible to leave a lasting legacy. Sometimes when I tell the story, listeners say, amazing story, but not quite applicable to us. Our employees are well educated and experienced. But based on 90 mining interventions on 5 continents, I would like to make a bold statement. Human nature is much more consistent across cultures than what we think, and people respond similarly to incentives everywhere. So here is my story. Several years ago, I was consulting in an open-cut diamond mine, isolated in the mountains of southern Africa. This mine had cash flow problems, 2 or 3 months behind on its payments to suppliers. It was also the last year of its life. To continue operating, it would have to improve drastically and fast. Many of the senior positions were filled with expats. In conversation, they commented on the skill level of local employees and the difficulties in holding employees in general accountable. And to be honest, it was not as if they were imagining these issues. It was visible to me also. The managers and the workers from all functional departments received 2 weeks of training around the principles of TOC, how to align and coordinate the activities in the flow room. But unfortunately, we had to suddenly stop. This was due to instability in the political situation. And even worse, most expert managers could not get into the site either. 3 months later, the situation calmed down and I received a request to continue with our work. With a sense of trepidation, I drove along the isolated dirt road to the mine, water bottle and sleeping bag ready in case of a breakdown. When I arrived on site and I opened the flow room door, I was met with a bewildering sight. Instead of red and yellows on the flow room charts, there were greens and some yellow. Dumbfounded, I rushed to the local manager's office. "What happened here?" I asked, and he said, "Well, I told the workers, we've had the training, we know what to do, it's all up to us now," and they delivered. The training gave participants permission to think differently, and the flow room created an environment where everyone could see critical leverage areas and focus their efforts there. It became possible for them to see the impact of their actions and that of their colleagues on the production system itself and to hold one another accountable. As the results improved, so did enjoyment of work and the effort each person was willing to put in. For many of the employees, this was their first experience of being successful and operating in a winning culture. As a result, engagement went through the roof. What were the operational and financial results? Well, kimberlite processed increased by 38%. The payment backlog disappeared. The mine was profitable once more. As a result, the owners extended the life of mine by another 20 years. Now think about the implications of this story. If you could unleash your experienced workforce in a similar manner, what would you be able to achieve? In more than 90 assignments on 5 continents, irrespective of level of education or experience, we have seen the same pent-up capability in employees and managers. All that is needed to unshackle our employees and managers is for us to create an environment where they can excel, and that is how Stratflow helps clients. If you've gotten sufficient good ideas from the video so far, you're welcome to stop watching now. Otherwise, allow me to add Stratflow's interpretation and some background to this story. It's well known that productivity in mining has not recovered to the level where it was in the 2000s. According to the McKinsey's Mine Lens, mine productivity fell 45% between 2000 and 2010. It has since recovered a bit, but it's still well below the previous high. There is thus ample hidden capacity on most mines. Now, much has been written on improving the productivity and many solutions have been proposed. In Stratflow's view, a good solution must add the parts that are missing from our traditional hierarchical management structure. We need this structure. That's how we can consistently deliver results, but we are also kept back by it, like in a straitjacket. So we need something extra. We call this a dual management operating system. It must deliver outstanding results quickly in order to maintain momentum. It must be easy to implement. That means no special skills or highly skilled employees required. It must not require numerous consultants spending many hours on site. Ideally, it should be employee-led. It must be low risk. That means it must buffer against negative outcomes in order to allow employees some leeway to experiment and improve. Now, Peter Drucker said, the task of leadership is to create an alignment of strengths so strong that it makes the system's weaknesses irrelevant. By implementing a good solution and unleashing the capabilities of workers, this mine and many others did exactly what Drucker recommended, and they reaped rewards. Nothing stops you from doing the same for your mine.